With a rich history that spans 8 decades, rock and roll has been the subject of many debates. And to explore the history behind those debates, this is Rock 101.
What do you believe to be the very first rock and roll song, and what do you know about it?
I don't even know. I can't even answer that. The first rock and roll song, maybe Louie Louie.
First rock and roll song? God damn, that is hard. I mean, I know a lot of people credit Johnny B. Good.
It would probably have to be Rock Around the Clock. I mean, everybody probably says that, but it sort of was the Nirvana of its time, the Beatles of its time. You know, in 1955, that shook everything up.
Written in 1952, with the most famous version being recorded by Bill Haley and his Comets in 1954. This song is known for bringing rock and roll to the mainstream, and is so synonymous with the 1950s it was used as the first theme song to the nostalgic sitcom hit Happy Days. Hey! The song even started a riot at a concert in Germany in 1958, scaring white people everywhere. Of the Devil's music, pretty cool, but by no means the first rock and roll song ever. Right?
I like the idea that it's Rockin' 88. I learned that on the Sun Studio tour. So the guitar got distorted because Ike Turner's band was going to a show and they dropped the amp off the back of the truck and it cracked, and they shoved newspaper into the cone of the speaker to get it to work. But it basically created a distorted sound that they thought like their lives were over, they weren't going to get the gig, everything was going to be awful, but instead they invented rock and roll.
First recorded in Memphis, Tennessee in March of '51, 3 years before Rock Around the Clock, the song was a hymn of praise to the joys of the Oldsmobile Rocket 88 automobile, which had recently been introduced. However, the song is brash and sexy, which may lead you to believe it's about more than just a car. Widely recognized as the first step in the development of rock music, with some writers crediting it as the first, while others believe the claim was just bluster from Sun Records founder Sam Phillips. If Rocket 88 is not the first rock and roll song, then what is?
I think we need to go a couple years earlier than Ike Turner's 1951 Rocket 88 to 1949, and there are two songs that were recorded in 1949 that I think, from my personal point of view, become the first rock song. One is Jimmy Preston's Rock This Joint.
This upbeat boogie-woogie song was recorded by various proto-rock and roll singers including Preston, but also guys like Bill Haley. Produced in May of 1949 in Philadelphia, Preston recorded his version for the Gotham label. It has not only been cited as a contender for being the first rock and roll song, but is celebrated as the first rockabilly song.
And the other is Fats Domino's The Fat Man. And when you listen to Fats Domino's The Fat Man, I think you hear for the first time ever a rock and roll rhythm over the blues rhythm.
Antoine Dominique Domino Jr., aka Fats Domino, was an American pianist, singer-songwriter, and without question, one of the pioneers of rock and roll music. Between 1955 and 1960, he had 11 top 10 US hits. His humility and shyness may be the one reason his contributions to the genre have been overlooked. Elvis the King once declared Fats to be the real king of rock and roll, citing Domino as a huge influence on his career. While historians cite The Fat Man as the first rock and roll song, it sold over 1 million copies. If you go by cold year only, then it becomes a choice between Fats Domino and Jimmy Preston. However, if you feel the distorted guitar is the earmark for rock and roll, Jackie Brenson and the Delta Cats with Rocket 88 is your answer. But perhaps these songs are just rhythm and blues songs, and it didn't actually become rock and roll until it was appropriated by white performers and producers, and guys like Bill Haley. I don't know, but being an optimist, I would like to think that something as evolutionary as music can't really be appropriated, and it's a living, breathing, dynamic entity. What do you think? Please leave your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe if you like the content I'm putting out. Until next time, good times, good music, good life. Mayday, mayday, the Sweet Jimmy Network's got maydays. Tune in to the Sweet Jimmy Network throughout the month of May for your chance to win a Human Torch Funko Pop. Why the Human Torch? Because things are heating up in May for the Sweet Jimmy Network. 5 programs. That's 5 for 5, a Cinco de Mayo, if you will. All you gotta do is like, subscribe, and comment on any of the videos on the Sweet Jimmy Network. Things are heating up. That's why you're getting a Human Torch.